everybody, I'm A.S. Aurelia and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about dream journaling and how I used it to actually write my book. I've been dream journaling for over 25 years. As you can see, this is just a small assortment of dream journals that I have filled over the years. Not every single night will I dream, but let me tell you, when I do dream, it is very vibrant, extremely realistic, very colorful, and I have various types of dreams. Like I can tell if a dream is just, a regular dream or whatnot, but then there are times when it just feels different. And these different times usually is some sort of like recall that is happening from a previous lifetime, or else it is prophetic dreaming straight up. Now, how do I know this? Because it just feels different. And in most of my dreams, I can smell, taste, hear, feel. I mean, it's like as if, I'm, conscious in everyday life. I'm very aware. I have conscious awareness when I'm in my dreams as well. I can ask questions. I have thought processes as I'm going through it. This is how long I have been working with my dreams and, even utilizing dream magic to help bring clarity to my life and whatnot. But I have written them all down. I mean, and how do you know if you're having prophetic dreams? Well, you have to journal it. And after a period of time, what you do is you write it all out. The minute you wake, you want to have a journal and pen, paper, whatever, right next. Some people actually record in their phone. I have done that a few times, but I like to transcribe them to an actual journal so that I have something to easily go through. It's like a hard copy. Technology can be sketchy. Like what happens if for some reason something got erased on accident or whatever. So this is why I like to go old school with it. Plus it's just like the feel, and I kind of get into a little bit of a meditative state too when I'm writing it out. And it helps me to remember a lot better. But whatever works for you works. So when I have written them out, I go back at the end of a dream journal, when I'm done filling it, there's baby Liam right there from my book. I will go through and I will reread it. And I have recently gone back in journals, when I say recently, in the last couple years, where I literally dreamt of the house that I'm living in now, 3 years prior to even knowing it existed and even purchasing it. I mean, to the most minute, tiny details, even the neighbor's cat, okay, exactly what the cat looked like. I got chills, everything, and I completely had forgotten I had dreamt this. I dreamt, there's a whole story around the birth of my son. And it was a full-on relationship that I was having with somebody in the dream state that, they were kind of like my guide and they're with me. And they kept, telling me, oh, you have to meet my son. You have to meet my son. You have to meet my son. And as time went on, it's it was like you're getting to know somebody, and you're with them side by side. It's every night they were appearing and they were talking to me. And it was very interesting because they had an accent, and it was not an accent I was familiar with because I hadn't heard it a lot in my lifetime or anything. But anyway, this person turned out to be one of the characters in my book. So definitely connected with the birth of my son, which is kind of woo. I could get into that in another video if you guys want to hear about that. That's a pretty long story and it's really wild. It's straight up creepy. Okay. Turned out that the name that I chose for my son too has something to do with one of my husband's ancestors, basically. It's kind of creepy. So, and from a very specific country. So I can talk about that in a different video. I mean, it's so long that it's it could be a short video. So, but it's really fascinating. That was one of the doozies in my life with that. But I have had many dreams where I have, warnings, premonitions and stuff. And you don't always know, it's not always super literal either. You have to understand your own dream language. Now that's going to bring me to the point of oh, these dream journals, like these dream interpretation websites and books and stuff out there. I mean, those are okay. They're like kind of like a starting point to make you think or whatever, but you really have to learn your own dream language and symbology because it's very personal to you. Like you could go online and you could have a dream about something, and like it could be something that the people online will say, oh, it's a warning, it's so scary, it's so bad, or blah, 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 and they make a big whoop out of it. But to you in the dream, it could be happening and you feel really good. And it's like excitement or alive or happy or whatever. And, it's not necessarily bad what's happening, but you feel it's positive. Okay. And then you can go online and find a dream interpretation that says it's negative. You have to trust your own gut and your own intuition. And you have to learn how to open yourself up to the divine, basically, in a nutshell. Okay. And trust your own instincts, your higher self, whatever you want to call it. And you have to start documenting it and writing it down. And over time, you're going to understand certain things are going to mean certain things just specifically to you. You can't really go off what other people interpret. That's what I have found. And I have been doing this for long enough where I know better. Okay. So as you could hear, like, especially with one of them for sure, all of the characters though in my book are based on, people that I have dreamt about or have repeatedly appeared in my dreams. And to the point where it was like, I was so, I don't want to say obsessed with the way that they looked and stuff like this and the way they behaved. And like, they definitely have distinct personalities. That's why I wanted to actually see if I could generate them and create them and, Photoshop them basically into existence to see if I could actually get close to what I'm seeing so you guys could see it. So that's basically what I did in my blog for the character astrology. And that's another thing. Like I would literally be having like hits on with specific birthdays and things like this in dreams attached to these people, which of course I made note of. And then when I was actually writing the book, I would focus on that energy and then like ask for more information basically about, okay, tell me more, where are we going with this? Like, who is this person? Like, what about their birthday? What is their distinct personality? Blah, blah, blah. And so I would get like, hits for birthdays and things like this. And then I wrote it down, made note of it, wrote it into the book or whatever. And then afterwards I would go pull up the natal chart of this person. And I was blown away because if you know astrology, like those characteristics are definitely going to come through. And by the way, when everybody has positives and negatives in their natal chart, it doesn't mean just because you have a negative, by the way, that it's going to come through. Some people are real, I don't know. I don't know what the word I want to use for it. I don't want to say anything too negative, but it's like they're just too doom and gloom for my taste. And sometimes like if there's like a negative like position like or aspect, you really have to research the crap out of it and go to people who have been astrologers for decades to really find a good answer. And then you compare it with other people to see what the overall, consensus is. Never, ever just go off the first thing that you read because come on. So anyway, now I went through and I even like used scenes, like the things that were going on, like when I write like the actual locations and the description of the land. Obviously, some of those places I've actually been to physically in my life. In fact, some of the areas, like the area around like where Rihanna's house is and where Eric's is, it's like areas I absolutely fucking love. And I go up there all the time and whatnot, and even wrote in, as you will hear in book 2, when it releases, even the area that I am currently in, there are things and aspects that are mentioned in the book, because these are all places that I know and I love. But also, there are places I've never been that show up in my dreams, and they are gorgeous, and I use those as descriptors as to, the areas and the ideas of locations and landscapes and things like this. So, and then also plot, for the plot, like a lot of the plot and stuff that's going on in here is stuff that I've actually dreamt about. So, for so many years, and especially when I started working with the public back in 2019 and stuff, when I would have conversations with people and like we would discuss dreams, and that's what people were, a lot of people like would ask me questions or DM me about it, and because they know I'm big into that or whatnot, and then we would discuss it, and I would like explain some of my dreams, or like we'd be getting on to, they would be like, I had this crazy dream. I'm like, no way, me too. And then we would share our dreams. And then like when I would be describing it, people would be like, wow, you should really write a book and stuff. And I'm like, it was kind of funny. So that happened quite a bit. But yes, like locations, characters, all that stuff, it's all right in here, honey. And this is like, where I came up with a lot of the content that is here. So why do I think it's important to do this? Well, if you are a creative person, okay, like first off, there are so many people who are like, did their best work, or like scientists, authors, inventors who got their whole ideas, got everything that they, their most famous inventions or whatever, like, I know Albert Einstein is one of them. They did all this and they got their ideas through dreams. And by the way, Albert Einstein was a Pisces, so that makes a lot of sense to me. So yeah, like they would have, epiphanies, inventions, ideas, like moments of clarity that would come through dreams. This is why I feel like it's very important that people pay attention to the dreams that they have and write them out, because you can get your best ideas and it could open you up to a whole new level of creativity and expression. It's also really good for just, like I said, bringing clarity to your life. If you're having struggles or you're having a problem or difficulties with a certain situation, like before you go to sleep at night, get into, start meditating and asking a question. You could even write it out, like things that you need clarity on, stick it under your pillow, under your bed. This is like a form of dream magic or whatever, but it's like, it's causing a consciousness shift that gets you into the mode of figuring this out before you go to sleep. That's what, this is, like what magic is, a lot of people utilize herbs and candles and all these things and stuff like this for magic for the purpose of consciousness shifting. It's a tool that you use to shift your energy and your consciousness. That's what it's for. So before you go to bed, you get into this meditative state, and, whatever your little process is, your ritual or whatever, to get yourself into a state of mind to help, like, to solve a problem or overcome some stress, ask your guardian angels, your guides, the universe, whatever, you feel comfortable. What is your deity, whatever, blah, 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 fill in the blank, and ask for some clarity. And, you write this out and you get into your meditative state, and then you go to sleep and then wake up and record your dream. Now, sometimes it won't happen instantaneously and it's going to take a few tries. That's okay. That's how your body works. That is how you need to open up that connection. So you can't be too hard on yourself. Okay. I know a lot of people out there just have no patience whatsoever, and they don't understand that you just don't, sometimes. And that's the way it is with people who are like extremely intuitive or psychic or something like this. Sometimes it just doesn't come for us. And we just have to be like, well, pass. You're going to have to wait. I need to like take some time away, and then we'll attack it again and see if we can, work it out or figure it out. Okay. You have to realize that this is part of the process. So you have to be patient. But let me tell you, the more you practice this, the more the messages will come. Okay. And you will get some clarity. It's good for your mental health. Dreaming is good for mental health. It can relieve stress. It can bring happiness. Have you ever had one of those kind of dreams where maybe you're having a hard time in life? You go to sleep, you have the most incredible, amazing dream where it's like really, really happy, or maybe you have some really hot moments or something, and you wake up and you're just like, yes, and you feel so excited and like have a whole new viewpoint on life. That can happen. That's why it's important not to discredit. Now, you want to hear a little fun fact that I find is interesting through my journeys with working with dreams. And I usually get into a conversation with most people that I meet about it. I notice that men in particular don't like to dream. Why? Because it freaks them out, number one. Number two, because they wake up tired. I find that so funny. It just like, it cracks me up. It's like, I've heard so many men say this, and it's like, y'all need to just open up and relax a little. No one's going to get you, whatever. And maybe if you just opened up and you relaxed your body and, you opened your heart a little bit more, it's amazing. And I'm not saying all men are like this. I'm curious, if you're a man watching this and you do dream on the regular, and you're totally cool with it, do leave a comment. I would love to hear some feedback on your experiences with this. But most guys that I've met, they don't want to deal with it. It's like, they're just like, oh, like it freaks them out or whatever, which I find very, very fascinating. So, but like I said, a lot of guys who were very, very famous totally tapped into this aspect, like Einstein, and used it. So, okay. So this is why I feel, it's really, really, it's important. You get, great guidance this way. A lot of times through the dream state, believe it or not. Okay. This has happened to me with pretty much everybody, like relatives who have passed on, like after my family, like a family member will pass away. They will often come and visit me during the night. And I'm not alone in this. I've read so many instances of this online to let you know that everything's okay and that, it's all good or whatnot. Even my dog, my old dog, she came to me, and it was just, that was the most amazing experience. I don't want to talk about it, but my cats, I mean, it's kind of amazing how that happens. I've even had our pet snake who passed away show up. So yeah, it's because I'm open to it, and I'm just, I'm not closed off to opening myself up to the divine, God, goddess, whatever you want to call it. And, working with that. And, and also for some people out there, if you're interested, there are actually placements in your birth chart or natal chart where it will show, like for me, for instance, that your job, your career will revolve around dreams and fantasy and glamour and film and media and things. These are all the realm of Neptune. So if you have Neptune on the MC, which mine is, and it's conjunct, this definitely can indicate that this is something that you work with, or it's part of your career, or it helps you with your career. So, don't discredit that either. And you have to look at aspects, obviously, with all this, and you have to look at the whole chart, not just one aspect, y'all. And definitely not just the zodiac sign. Okay. People need to get over that. You have to look at everything. Okay. So yeah. So this is, this was so fun. And by the way, I just want to mention, and it's so much fun. Like I will take and like, this was a sticker that was done by an artist that was on Redbubble. And I just fell in love with it because it totally reminded me of Liam in my book. Like, this is just like how I imagined Liam as a kid. Absolutely, right there. And, I put that in there. I put that on there. But I have a lot of dream journals with my cover artist artwork stickers. You can buy those on her website, crstebbins.com, I believe. And I'll put the link in the drop-down box so you guys can get it. But she has a lot of fun stickers, and I like to decorate my dream journals with her work, and I mean, this one was really cool because it was right on time. Like I had to start a new dream journal, and it was in winter, and I used that one. One of my favorites that she did was this one right here. So that's really cute. So I like to and have fun with it. Like when you dream journal, find like beautiful journals, or you can just get blank ones, and you can put like stickers like this. I have this actual painting hanging over my bed. This is Hades and Persephone. But yeah, have fun with it. Like, this is Demon in the Moon. They're on Instagram. I love their stuff. They're so pretty. Stuff like this. Like I always put like stickers or whatever, there's so many cool journals out there that I am like, I'm just going to say it, a journal whore with collecting them. I have so many, it's driving my husband nuts. But as you can see, you see that? See all the little sticky notes? And I have actual notes on there. This was definitely used when I was writing my book because I cannot believe wow, it was pretty intense. And as you can see, I have notes there. You know, I went through a lot of these, and I have more like packed away in my storage room and stuff like this, where, you know, and there's the notes in here, and this one, this was a doozy right here. You know, I have so many. This is not even the extent of it. And plus, like, I've even like found like old spiral notebooks even from years ago, where I had jotted down notes and things like this. And when I found those, I was cracking up, because even way back then in like 1998, 99, I was talking about writing a book, and I never got around to doing it until 2019, but you know, because fear and everything else. But anyway, guys, so if you're interested in learning more about like dream, like what do you do for like dream magic rituals, excuse me, to work more with dreams or anything like this. If you have any cool dream stories or things that are very vivid that you can remember, by the way, I have a dream that I have never forgotten, and I had it when I was 3 years old, and it was so vivid and so clear, and I've never forgotten it, and I never will. It impacted me that much. It was way potent and way symbolic. If you guys want to hear about the dream, the big dream experience about, then let me know. And, you know, maybe that's something that I'll do for you guys. But anyway, I hope that you will give dream journaling a try. It's really changed my life, and it has helped so much, by the way. And also, if you're dreaming, if you're very, you know, make sketches. If it's hard to describe something, sketch it out. I've done that many times where I like draw, like I literally had this weird insect in my dream, and I sketched it out the other night. It was weird. Very alien-like. So I sketched it out. Wonder if that's going to come back somehow. Whatever. Who knows? I mean, it was like, woo. Plus what was going on. You know, especially if you guys have repetitive dreams or something, you should definitely be paying attention to those. Write it down. If you go, also, I would love to know if how many of you guys have recurring dreams where you go to the same place like over and over again, and it's not even a place you've ever been. That's weird. That happens all the time to me. I have like more than one location where I will have that happen. Like, for instance, the other night I was in one of them, and it's like, whoa, what am I doing here again? You know, it's like, what? So pay attention to these kind of things. And you know, science is really delving into dreams more, and there's a lot of people out there in the scientific community who believe that we are actually entering into another dimension when we are dreaming. It's not just, oh, you're just dreaming, going over things for the day. It's like, nah, dude. Nah. No, not for me, honey. Not at all. So maybe for some people, that's how they like work through their problems that they've had during the day. Sure. But not everybody. Some of us are a little bit more, I don't know, woo, I guess you can say, than that. So anyhow, guys, do leave me a comment. Let me know if you're interested in hearing more about this, learning how to utilize this, working with it more. And I will work on some videos for you guys. So do leave a comment, and make sure that you subscribe and like so that you don't miss anything from me. And I will catch you guys in the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.